Hello, good evening. Dr. Trudy Ofondu of Snowspirations Global Health Solutions. How are you? Today is the last day of February 2023, and today is our popular open clinic in YouTube. And today I want us to talk about lubricants, lovemaking lubricants. What are the major facts you need to understand before you go out there to use any lubricant? It's also called lubes. Now, unfortunately, some women might require lubricants in course of lovemaking for a couple of reasons. Now, if you're in the category of women that are believing God for babies, there are some facts you should be conversant with regarding using lubricants. So I'm going to settle in and I'm going to give you an opportunity to join. When you join, you introduce yourself. And as soon as we can, we're going to start. So I'm going to help you to understand 5 major facts about lubricants, which you must adhere to if you want to start your family. There are basic facts that can help or that can harm your chances of having a baby if you are currently using lubricants. And I'm going to start. If today is the first day of attending my clinic, thank you so much. My YouTube clinic is every Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time US, 12:30 a.m. Nigerian time. Unfortunately, that's the only time I have. But on Saturdays, I do come early. So Saturdays is 12:30 p.m. And we have a lot of fun. But let's talk about lubricants. Now, lubricants actually, it's useful to so many women for so many reasons. If you have to engage in regular lovemaking, which we strongly recommend. So for all couples having problems, having babies, we recommend every other day lovemaking. That's every 2 days. That means you make love today, you have a break tomorrow, then you continue the other day. Now, for some women, they do experience dryness. They experience hot flushes, especially if they are older than 35. So, by default, as you're getting older as a woman, the lining of your vagina will begin to atrophy. So, it will begin to thin out. Then, the level of your estrogen will begin to reduce. And estrogen is what makes you have wetness before you engage in lovemaking. Now, so the reason why some women might have dryness and hot flushes and low libido is not because they don't want to engage in lovemaking. It's simply because of nature. It's simply because of aging. It's simply because of their hormonal issues. So, in those women, when you use lubricants, lubricants will make it easy to increase the comfort and satisfaction during sexual intercourse. So lubricants is recommended to women that have painful lovemaking, dry vagina, hot flushes, low libido. Now, it's not all lubricants you use. There are many couples believing to conceive that do not realize that some lubricants can have adverse effect on the sperm. So the problem we have with lubricants is the effect of some lubricants on the sperm. Generally, lubricants will tend to reduce the ability of the sperm to swing. When the sperm is deposited in the vagina, it's expected it will swing through the vagina, go through the cervix, enter the womb, then begin the upward journey to the tubes. If you use some types of lubricants, they will not allow this sperm to go beyond the vagina. The sperm will be caught up in the vagina, and over time, they will not be good to get you pregnant. So some lubricants can limit the movement of the sperm beyond the cervix, through the womb, to the tubes. And when this happens, if the sperm cannot enter the tubes, they cannot meet the eggs. If the sperm cannot meet the eggs, fertilization is not going to occur. So some lubricants will reduce the ability of the sperm to spontaneously swim and actively move towards the egg. When this happens, you will have problems. If the sperm cannot get to the tube, then there is no need to become pregnant. So most lubricants, especially the ones we don't recommend, including saliva. There are some partners that use saliva as lubricants. That's not recommended. Don't even go there. Okay, now, when you do this and you didn't know, and it's kind of causing temporal problems in you becoming pregnant, I can understand that. But I anticipate that after today's lecture, you will know better. Now, for some couples, we give them some fertility drugs, including your popular Clomid. Clomid can actually lead to dryness. So there are some couples that might be on fertility drugs, and the fertility drugs can actually lead to dryness. And when that happens, you will want to use lubricants. So in that case, when you experience dryness following fertility treatment, your need for lubricants will also increase. Now, what do we do? What type of lubricant do we use? What type of lubricant is generally recommended that will give us a chance to make sure that the sperm is protected? You have to look for sperm-friendly lubricants. That's the type of lubricants I recommend for couples that want to have a baby and the woman is experiencing dryness. You can use sperm-friendly lubricants. So before you use any search, there is a particular component I want you to look out for in the content: hydroxyethyl cellulose. This is the major component that will make this lubricant to be friendly. This particular type of lubricant, an example is what we call pre-seed or baby dance. So I generally recommend pre-seed or baby dance or conceive plus. The three I mentioned will not decrease the sperm motility, and it will be in consistency with the vaginal mucus. So this is a good thing. So in developing this type of lubricants, they mimic the vaginal mucus. So when you're buying your lubricants, focus on the label. It has to be written fertility friendly or sperm friendly lubricants. If you don't find it on the body of the lubricants, don't use it. It must be fully approved. Now, some people will see some lubricants, they will label organic or natural. Unfortunately, some of them are not good. So you need to be careful. The major reason the pre-seed, conceive plus, the major reason why they're very good is because they are isotonic, and the balance, it's exactly the same thing expected in your vagina. So they support the sperm. So personally, I will recommend pre-seed. If you don't have it in your country, you can go and order from Amazon. Pre-seed will help to increase the comfort during your intimate moments. It will help to increase the frequency. It will help to increase the pleasure, and it will likely help you to have orgasms, which is very important. Any sexual encounter should get to the end, which is the peak, which is the orgasms. Now, millions of women that are believing to be pregnant can actually use this pre-seed, and it will help them. Finally, please do not use oils which you have in your home. No olive oil, no Vaseline, no cooking oil, no water. They will not help you. No coconut oil. Don't use them. They will block the sperm. Remember, when you're using your lubricants, they will not make it easier for you to become pregnant. There is no magic in them. It's just to increase the pleasure so that as you're going in there with the friction, you will not feel pain. So they will increase the comfort, but they will not give you an advantage of becoming pregnant. It's important you understand this explanation so you will not go and mix things up. So that's my presentation this evening. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. It looks like it's only one person in the clinic, but that's okay. So ask your questions. I'll provide you feedbacks before I head to Facebook. Immediately after this particular clinic, I'm going to repeat this same clinic in Facebook in our community page. So join me in Facebook and we'll still have about 30 minutes discussion. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Do you have any questions? I can see only one person in the clinic. Will you mind introducing yourself? Tell me your name, tell me where you're located, and ask your questions if you have any. Okay. So it looks like we are pretty good. It looks like we don't have any questions. So at this juncture, I'm going to excuse myself. And I want to thank you guys for joining me today. The next clinic will be on Saturday. And we continue conversation on things that matter to our community. Remember, tomorrow is going to be the first day in March. I want you to march into March with greatness. So forget whatever you couldn't accomplish in February. Press on, focus on the future. March is going to be 31 days of amazing. Thank you and enjoy your evening. And bye for now.